Hello and welcome to the Ladies' Tale podcast and show.
Try to race for it today.
It's okay. You know what, Winona? You don't have to be humble. I'll just say I stole it from you.
Thank you. It gives me a legitimate reason to try to throw shade at you later.
Yeah, that might not work out.
I look so cute. Oh my goodness. I'm done.
Because you have on my dress. That's why you look cute.
Yeah, it is. It's true. I do.
Okay, so y'all, I'm recent. Winona has been wearing my clothes and I feel some kind of way about it. Because like I had just found this wonderful satin blouse. And then I look over and we were recording another podcast show and there she was in my satin blouse. And it was really upsetting because she looked better in it than I did. You knew it was bad. I was like, darn it, I just found that you look better in it. How is this happening? I'm Jade.
I'm Winona. Oh yes, thank you for remembering.
And then again, I look over and you have on my red dress and I'm mad.
I want to be honest here, but we have a male guest so I'm not going to be honest. If he was a female, I'd be like, yo, let me tell you the honest to goodness truth.
Oh my goodness. So yeah.
I don't want anyone to be like, are you being
it's one of my like dresses that I have like hanging up like on the hook, like just in case of emergencies, like, and you need to look fabulous. This is the dress that I'm super angry that she has on my nice red dress.
She thought there was a tornado coming and she was like, oh, we could evacuate. And we were like, all right. And we grabbed stuff and she grabbed this dress. Yes. So yeah, she was like, in case of emergency, tornadoes, earthquakes, fires.
Because you don't want to get caught like someone like, and then your house was blown away by a tornado. What do you think? And then you have on like your pajamas. Like that's horrible. You want to look fabulous. You want to be like, yes, and I couldn't believe it. And I know I just look this way all the time. Just glorious. I just wear formal gowns in my house. It's fabulous. That's what you want to look like, right? But anyway,
so much banter.
Sorry.
We write books.
Yeah, we do write literary life guides of pop poetry. Y'all, I'm not gonna go through the titles. This is the And I Thought series. And then If Only I Were Me. So you just check it out.
You forgot a series, the Mystery Guide series.
Winona.
JJ.
Just check it out on www.andwethought.com. Co-host, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Tanya Todd. I'm an author and actress from Las Vegas, and I don't want to risk going down this rabbit hole again, but that dress looks like it was made for Winona with the lips and the bow. It all looks like it was meant for her.
That's why I'm angry about it. That's all. Because she's like, darn it! That was my fabulous news dress. Okay, anyway. But today we have this wonderful guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello there. My name is Bailey Patrick. I'm a British actor, and I'm delighted to be on the show with you all today.
Yeah, I don't know if he's so delated now after we had talked about
It's made me even more delighted after that.
He's like, grab the popcorn, let's just watch them.
Ready to go, just keep going.
It's not often that I'm not on set and I still get to watch good TV.
There you go.
So speaking of good TV,
you're on TV.
You're on TV, and you were saying that you have some shows coming up, which is totally like I've been trying to like stalk it like down because in America we don't always get the shows. So I've been like, YouTube, come on, show me the shows. So what are they?
That's right. Yeah, I do a show over here on the BBC called London Kills, which is a police drama. There's 4 of us. We have to solve a different murder each week. And it's just come over to America as well. It's in the States now on a streaming site called Acorn TV, which is connected with AMC, and it's doing really well out there. So we've got 2 seasons of that. And I've also just finished doing a show over here called The Nest with an actor called Martin Compson, who does a show called Line of Duty, which is really successful here and out there as well, which has just come onto Acorn TV as well. So hopefully lots of your listeners and viewers will...
I'm sorry.
Let him finish.
I'm sorry. I love Line of
Duty. Go.
I love
like Line of Duty. Okay, so Steve Arnott, who's the smaller guy with the waistcoat, he's in the nest. He's in the nest as well. So you'll like that.
No, I have Acorn TV, which I have to.
You have it. Great.
Line of Duty happened, and someone showed me it, and I was like, "What is this? And why can't I get it? Where can I get it?" And I don't care. Is it $100 a month? I still want it. So yeah, that's how it went with me.
So like
you're dedicated to your viewing. If it's $100 a month, you don't care. You pay that. That's the dedicated viewing right there. That's good.
It was so good. I was just like, no, it's okay. I will print it, and I'm hopefully they'll share it with the actors and everyone. Like this is not like everyone's getting paid for my money.
That's it.
I have to say, okay, first of all, I thoroughly recognize you now.
Yeah, right. As soon as he said it, I was like, oh, I did know I knew his face. Sorry.
Okay, weird though, because it's not often you get to meet people that you see on TV.
Yeah, you're like, wait, I know their face.
We interview actors and we see them and then we go, oh, now we know they're on the show. Yeah. Anyway, so do you get shocked every week with that script for In Line of Duty?
Do I get shocked every?
No, for the show.
Oh, in London Kills. Yes. For London Kills, we film quite quickly compared to most shows. On most shows, you'd probably do an episode over 3 weeks, and on London Kills, we shoot an episode a week. So we do it very quickly. So you're kind of given scripts last minute. Everything's changed and chopped around very quickly. So you don't really get a chance to sort of find out the story or anything that's going on too quickly. So you kind of get into grips with it very, very sharp every single morning. It's a new thing. So you don't really get to find out what's going on, which is nice and brings a new energy to it, really. So you're kind of, you're constantly discovering what's going down.
That element of surprise is genuine then. You're like, oh, he did it.
Yeah, it's literally like, what's my name again? What's my character? Oh, yeah. So it's constantly changing. It's very, you have to be really on the ball. You have to be very switched on with it.
How has this year affected you shooting that show?
So we did 2 seasons. The last season we did was last summer, and we are sort of currently in talks about sort of further series, but we don't really know what's going on at the moment. And with most things over here in the UK, it's a little bit up in the air, really, to be honest, with most of the industry at the moment, unfortunately. So everything's on hold. So it's it's very disappointing, obviously, but how often is a world pandemic coming around? It's a very very difficult time for everyone. It's a very difficult time for everyone, and I'm very blessed to be happy and healthy, and my family are happy and healthy, and that's the main thing for the moment. But obviously, I'm itching to get back on set and get involved back in the show as soon as possible.
What are you doing to stay sharp in the meantime?
To stay sharp, I've taken up a few different. I'm doing lots of gardening to kind of take a little chill from everything, really, because we normally have to, like I say, we're learning like 12 to 13 pages a night. So there's a lot of line learning to do, and in my job, obviously you're constantly auditioning and going to meetings, so there's always lots to do. So it's been a nice time to really relax, done a bit of gardening, sort of got back to nature, done lots of exercise, bits and pieces like that. And it's actually been nice to catch up and watch, other people's work and catch up on some drama series.
That's great. I mean, that is staying sharp, though. You're watching your competition, you're seeing what's out there, and you're giving your mental health a break. Of course, yeah. And I think that, you're right. Definitely. It's just, it's keeping me refreshed. Let's put it that way.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've definitely done that. Got some sleep. It was amazing. Sleep is amazing.
Sleep is amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Amazing. You didn't even know. I didn't know that when you sleep 10 hours, you actually wake up being refreshed. It's amazing.
You feel good. And sometimes you can chuck in a little midday nap as well.
Right.
You haven't got anything on, which is nice.
And you're like, I used to fight these as a child. Why did I do this? The best.
So true.
Oh my goodness.
So we kind of inadvertently stumbled on something I wanted to ask you about, which is that you seem to have a passion about mental health. How did you find yourself drawn to that cause? I
think it's just something that it's been brought to light, especially over here recently. But I've had lots of friends that have suffered through mental health problems, and I went through a little bit of a stage myself where I went through a little bit of depression, and I had to actively work on that and kind of challenge myself and learn how I could keep myself, at a particular mood and to keep positive. I think the industry that we're in is very demanding. It's constantly requiring you to be at your best. And, you're in the limelight a lot, and, you don't really have any time to relax and rest and sort of take your own time. So yeah, I've been affected by it myself, and lots of people around me have had similar circumstances. So it's something I feel very strongly about, and being able to talk with other people about how they felt, and lots of people within my industry suffer from depression and anxieties and bits and pieces. So it's very prominent around me.
Oh. Okay, let's get back to fun.
Let me just say that it's still fun, because you do want people around you to enjoy their life that they have given. Of course. And so with dealing with depression and dealing with mental health, it's very, very, very important. And that's one of my soapboxes. So I'm going to get off of it now. Going down, here's Jade stepping on down Winona.
I just want to know, how did you accomplish so much in your career? Like, do you have tricks of the trade for auditions?
Tricks of the trade for auditions? I wish I did, because then I'd get all of them. I don't get. I think my only trick. It's not really a trick, but it's just something I've sort of acquired over the years. Is just to kind of just get used to rejection. Really, I think once you get used to there's so much rejection, not just in life, but in the industry. On every different level, if you can accept the fact that sometimes people just aren't going to enjoy what you're doing or your work, or you're just not right for a part, you can kind of really start to then be more confident within yourself and flourish. Really, I think that goes in life and in the industry. If you don't care about being rejected, you can fly with it. And I think as soon as I sort of stopped caring what people thought about how I was approaching things and doing stuff, that's when I really started flying. And I think it's a really difficult lesson to learn, and it's a really difficult thing to practice. But once you get it, I think that's my key. So that's my little nugget.
Well, we can definitely understand that. I mean, she's a writer, and she's been an author for years. Yeah. And we celebrate rejection letters because that's
with cake and champagne.
With cake and champagne. Because at least you did it. Like, there's some people that will never do it, and at least you put yourself out
100%.
there.
Definitely, 100%. You have to go for it. You have to kind of, and it's, for me, it's as well, the failure is so much more important than success, because you just learn so much about yourself. And I love it when people give me notes on stuff and criticize my work, or think that I can do it in a different way, or I have improvements, because then I can constantly learn. A lot of people say they don't watch themselves back on screen. I love to watch myself back on screen, not in a vain way, but that sounded really vain. But just to watch any mistakes that I've made, so that going forward I can learn, and I'm constantly trying to better myself and adapt my craft. So it's really important to fail, I think, and embrace failure as much as it is to sort of wallow in your success.
I don't really think that's like a vain thing to watch if you like to watch yourself on TV, because you have a career, right? And then sometimes like you look back and you go, "Ooh, I really did that 5 years ago. I'm so glad someone."
No, definitely. No, I think you're right.
Myself, because
definitely.
Because how are you gonna grow? How are you gonna grow? You don't know.
It depends how many times you watch it. If you've got it on repeat and you're like right up at the screen and enjoing yourself a little bit too much, that's vanity.
No, maybe that's a little bit.
Wait, I'm just saying right there. I find no problem with that.
Says the narcissist, though. Says the narcissist. So, general audience, maybe you want to find a problem with it.
When I'm on TV, I'm like, oh no, play it again. No.
I swear. Just flip game.
I have a question about the roles that you play. Which role have you found most challenging, and which role would you love to play?
Wow, that's a great question. Role that I found most challenging. The character that I play in The Nest, which is, as I say, just come onto Acorn, it's probably the first time on screen that I've really been able to delve into I'm playing a dad in that that's going through a really traumatic marriage. There's lots going on in his life. His children are sort of going off the rails. And I had to sort of tap into some sort of personal experiences to kind of bring out some raw emotion for that. And it's kind of the first time I played a real kind of sensitive character on screen. So that was a really challenging role for me, really, because it was new. It was brand new to me. Normally I play kind of hardened characters or comedy characters that don't
pretty
really
far from an
emotion,
East End bad boy, right?
Yeah, there you go. That's it. So it was a little bit of a softer side, which is lovely to explore, but I felt quite vulnerable doing it, and it's quite, it feels quite exposing doing those kind of characters. But I learned a lot about myself, and it was a great experience to do that. And so for who I'd love to play, what character I'd love to play, I'm going to say I'd love to be in a Bond film, but not as Bond. I'd love to play a Bond villain. That's what I'd love.
Nice.
Yeah.
I kind of look forward to that. Like, that kind of bad. So I'm like, I'm kind of looking forward to you as a Bond villain. That would be fab.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am all for that.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No, Tanya probably has a question.
Tanya, would you mind giving me your question?
No.
Go ahead.
Ask your question.
Thank you so much. I have always wanted to ask an actor this. So I sincerely apologize.
Oh, I'm already sad, Tanya, to give up your question.
No. I remember reading once that they were saying that it's really hard, like once you get in character, to turn it off. Is this true? And why?
If so,
okay, so
then
it can. I think it can be very difficult. Everyone obviously acts in different ways and have different approaches and different methods that they use. But I think, like anything, you know, if you're of acting, you know, is pretending, and if you're submerged, you know, immersed within that world, and you're constantly thinking about stuff, that you have to get yourself into a particular mind frame and a particular zone. And I think that if you don't, once you step off set and you finish, you know, shooting and stuff, if you don't then have the tools to be able to decompress and kind of take yourself out of that, it's just like a diver, you know, you get all your equipment on, you get ready to do the dive, and you jump in, and you're in this world, a completely different world. Before you come out of it, you have to kind of decompress your gas, and you have to get rid of it, otherwise it sends you crazy, right? You get the bends. So I think that's a kind of similar situation for actors. I think if you don't have the tools to be able to decompress and relax and kind of bring yourself back into the real world, it can be difficult. But then there's lots of people that I know that I work with that can kind of literally just snap into it and go into these. They're amazing people. I don't know how they do it, but they can just switch on. You know, they'll be laughing 1 minute and then they'll be really serious, and they're getting into it. So
yeah, I don't get that. I'm not a light switch either. It's like,
no.
What do you mean? I'm still really upset about this thing. Quit talking to me.
That's it. I always try and before I do anything emotional, I'll kind of listen to music that helps me get into character and get into the zone. That way, I take a little bit of time just before I step on set and do that. And then after, I like to kind of go out and just have 10 minutes to myself, whatever it is, you know, go and treat myself to some nice lunch or dinner or something, and just kind of just have a bit of quiet time, just to kind of slip out of that, and then just go about my normal life, really. So that's the kind of way that I slip in and out of it. But some people, I think, really invest in their character for a longer period of time, and I think that can be difficult to shake off after a while, especially if you're doing a play. If you're doing a play for a year, and you're constantly having to get into that character, and then you step off, I think it must be really difficult. You know, I'm fortunate enough I haven't done a play for that long, but it can get into you get into that routine after doing anything for a little while, I think.
Okay,
that's a great idea. I do the playlist and I get into character with the music, but I didn't think about making a routine to decompress afterward and try to become more myself and less the character. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I think it's something I've found that's worked for me. I think you just kind of have to find your own process, but that's definitely worked for me. It's just a way of just kind of stepping down, but yeah, just give it a go.
I have to say though, when Tanya was preparing for Cleopatra, it was fabulous to watch her.
I'm sure.
She floated more into a room, and she was definitely like, hello, yes, I own everything and everyone.
I can see that. I can see she'd be able to do that very easily. I can see that.
And it was fabulous though. I enjoyed watching it very much. I was like, this is great.
It was enjoyable to watch, but as a narcissist, I was like, is she coming encroaching on my little ego space?
No, she feels like she owns me. She can't own me. I'm better.
No, I'm joking. It was great watching it.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna have some actor on actor time. Unless JJ.
Yes. No. Absolutely not. So
Tanya?
Now it's Tanya
and Bailey.
Wait, I guess
chit chat.
We're supposed to like do something. Like there was supposed to be some music. Or something. We're supposed to do like, but you know, I'm gonna be like, it's time for Tanya's question.
Oh, stop. See, mine is a little weird. I saw that you went to RADA, and I would very much like to know about your experience there.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. So I didn't do any acting when I was younger. So I kind of got into it a little bit later, and I didn't really know about drama school and all these things. This is kind of got thrown on me. I was at college between the ages of 16 and 18. I was very heavily involved in sport and stuff, and someone recommended for me to go to drama school because I used to mess about all the time, basically, and do silly accents. And someone recommended to go to university for a bit, so I did a couple of months at university, and then one of my teachers there said I did a play for the first time, and he was like, you need to go to drama school, and I was like, well, what's that? And they said, well, we can help you apply for some drama schools. RADA's probably the place that you want to go to.
Definitely.
So yeah, they wrote me a letter to go down there, and I got into a foundation course there. So it wasn't a 3-year BA acting course; it was just a 1-year foundation. And I didn't really know much about it at all. I was still learning everything, which kind of helped me, I think, in a way. But it was quite daunting when I stepped foot in there. I managed to get a place on the course, and it was a strange experience. I left early. I actually left early. So I finished, it was supposed to be 1-year course. I left kind of about 8 months in. I found it was terrifying, really. I'm a working class boy, and mixed race working class boy. Going into somewhere like that was, it made me very nervous. I learned a lot of great stuff, and there's some amazing teachers in there. But I felt kind of very disconnected from most of the people that were there. A lot of people were directors' kids, or sons and daughters of actors, and from a different sort of class group to me. Mm-hmm. And I felt it was very difficult to connect with them. Not for them being horrible people; they're lovely people, but I just found like I felt very alone there. And I also felt that the teachers, not all of them, but a lot of teachers that I worked with, wanted me to get rid of what now is kind of at the spine of my career, the way I speak and my background. They kind of wanted to mold into similar actors that have come through the school before.
A more received accent rather than
of course,
your
of course,
natural one.
Yeah, of course, exactly. So when I then went on to leave there, I wanted to go to drama school that I felt a little bit more comfortable with in my own skin, and someone that go somewhere that appreciated me for me and could kind of bring out the best in me in that way. So I went to a place called Rose Bruford, which is in Kent, just outside of London, and they had a brand new campus, and the teachers there were incredible, and they really invested in me being confident in being me. They really pushed me to find myself and to be confident with the craft and the skills that I had, rather than taking them away and sort of starting fresh. They built me up.
That's wonderful.
I'm so glad that I made that decision. I think a lot of people were a bit bewildered by the fact that I left RADA, but I felt it was right for me, and it's right. It's a brilliant schools, and obviously so many people have come out of there. It's been great, but I felt that you have to go to the right drama school for you, and
right, yeah.
Rose Bruford was full of people from all different cultures and backgrounds, and I learned so much about myself and got to experience lots of other different people, and that was really fruitful for me. So it wasn't just my drama training. I've got sort of an education in a different way, which I don't think I would have had there. Yeah.
Tanya, keep going.
So you mentioned your accents, and I know that you do a few of them. How did you go about developing those accents?
Developing accents, well, I've been doing them since I was young. My mum's family are Irish, and they love telling stories and telling jokes. So I've always been exposed to kind of people doing silly accents and jokes and messing around. So I've kind of had the ear for it since I've been young. But just practice and just watching different people do stuff. I think when you're actually in an area, it's a lot easier to pick up different accent and dialects, especially over here in the UK. We've got so many different accents going on. You've got so many. So when I was filming up in Glasgow for the Nest recently, they've got the Glaswegian accent, which is a very strong, thick Scottish accent. I could never do it before, and when I was there, I could pick it up and I could do it. I can't do it again now, but when I was there, it kind of you can hear these sounds, and the sounds become familiar, and you just keep practicing and testing them out, recording yourself, and listening to someone else and just recording all the vowel sounds and bits and pieces. We did a lot at drama school to kind of break down vowel sounds and practice how they differentiate between different dialects. But I think there's a good few people at drama school that can knock out a good few accents. It's always funny when you're around a group of actors. Everyone sort of tries to outdo each other with the accents.
So
can you do an American accent?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm working on it. That's what I'm working on currently. I need to brush up on that definitely before I pop over.
I could do a deep South accent if y'all want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear it? Okay, nobody wants to hear it.
Oh no.
So I do have maybe this might be a little uncomfortable, and you just let me know if you don't want to answer it.
No, of course, yeah.
You play, policemen and, law enforcement characters. How do you reconcile that with some of the race-related issues we see between the police and people of color?
That's a very good question. Very good question.
Anya asks the best question, so that's why we have her.
I know, I noticed that. Yeah. I think that as an actor, it's not really my job to comment on the characters that I'm playing unless I feel extremely strongly about it. Now, when I say that, I've had lots of brush-ins with the law and racial issues growing up. I was the only mixed race kid on my estate and in my school. And I've had a lot of issues with law enforcement over the years, but I feel like with the character that I play, Rob Brady in London Kills, I wanted to be able to. The reason I took it on is it was created by a guy called Paul Marcus who did The Bill, which is something I used to watch when I was younger, and they were really good at making sure that they had representatives of every kind of race and culture and background in that show. He's a great writer and a great man, and it really excited me that he presented me with a character that was originally written. You get your character breakdowns there. Things are written for particular races, and he was originally kind of written for a white male. And a casting director, Jane Ripley, got me in. She'd met me for one thing before, and she said, Bailey's kind of different. He's from the background that you want, in terms of he's from Southeast London, and he's got the London accent, but he's not the breakdown. But please meet him. And it was my chance to grab hold of a character and show an officer, a law enforcement officer, as I wanted to show him as someone that people could look up to, no matter where they were from, what race or culture or religion, wherever you're from, you could respect the man for the officer that he was. Because unfortunately, both here and in the US, that's not necessarily the case all the time. So I wanted to kind of put a spin on it and turn it into a positive. Lots of roles that I was offered. I was in a soap called EastEnders, and I was playing a drug dealer in that. And I've had lots of sort of hard man, kind of stereotypical roles, which I've always tried to spin on their head, and bring something positive out. But this was an opportunity I felt that was very rare to get a mixed race policeman on primetime TV. And I wanted to go for it to be able to inspire people to say, do you know what? No matter what's going on, where we are, you can actually, you can make a difference, and you can do something different. You can look at things in a different way and try and change things rather than always looking at the bad points and kind of going back to how high tensions have been in the past and currently. Maybe just do something different to be able to help bring a change.
Well, great job. Well done to that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I guess we're coming to the end of our show. I can't believe it. I mean, I'm excited to see Winona not have this dress on anymore. But where can people find out more about you and the shows that you're playing in Bailey?
So yeah, check out Acorn TV. You can see London Kills season 1 and 2 on that, and The Nest. I've also got a show called Good Omens with David Tennant on Amazon, and I'm sure there'll be a couple of things in the pipeline that will be coming over very soon.
Fabulous. So Tanya, where can people find more about you?
I just want to make sure people are understanding he's saying Acorn TV in case they can't understand the accent.
Thank you so much for helping me out there. I need subtitles, don't I, really?
Right.
No, you don't. No, the people need to listen closely. That's
right, just really pull in and listen. You can find me at Ms. Tanya Todd on social media across all platforms, and my website, MsTanyaTodd.com.
Fabulous. Absolutely. First of all, I wanted to say, Tanya, you'd be very proud of me because I didn't call you Miss Tanya Todd on the show yesterday. I said it's Ms. Tanya Todd. Excuse me. So I did
Thank you.
Yay. All right. So you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. Wait, we have the written down thing.
Yeah, we do have it somewhere.
So right now
I got it in my head.
Okay, so I was looking for the end of this thing because it's still new, right? The ladies sales is still new. But when you go to www.andwethought.com, go to the ladies tab, go to see the charities that we proudly support. Yes,
in the middle of the page.
In the middle of the page, yes, we know that 2020 money might not be a thing for you, and that's okay. So you might not be able to give them money, but maybe you can donate some time. If you can't donate some time, please add them on social media or just fill out the contact us form on their website and say thank you for doing this wonderful work, because we all need a little bit of encouragement. Not Winona. She doesn't need encouragement. She doesn't need any more encouragement. No more encouragement. She doesn't need it. But other people do. So
maybe not in this dress. I don't need any more.
No, not in this dress anyway. Whatever. So yeah, this is the end of the show. I have to find where we go down.
No, I have it.
Oh, she has it.
A story has a beginning, middle, and end, but the way that it is written and on the page of the story of the story of your life is up to you. So go out there, you guys, live a life and write it down.
Don't forget your pen. All right, so peace and love for Winona
and Jade.
Oh yeah, thanks for listening.